Hello everybody, welcome to my channel where I show you the pages I'm creating and the products I'm using to create them. Today I'm showing you another sketch group or challenge, if you will. It's a new year and there's a bunch of challenges that are coming out. And they were out last year too, but I didn't follow them or participate as closely because it was so close to the end of the year. But because it's the new year and I really want to get some pages done quickly, I'm following some sketches. So these sketches, this is from the virtual crop that Creative Memories does every month. And I don't have any Creative Memories products other than a couple of things I've picked up at garage sales over the years. But they have a really great blog. And I was looking at the blog and this is on there. And so you can create these. The idea is for them that you create using their supplies and then you post it in a Facebook page so you can win some prizes and things, which I did not do. But I am going to use the sketches because they're really cute. I'm going to be doing this sketch down here today. And I am going to do these two sketches as well. I'm going to do all of them, but with the pictures that I'm working on today, I'm going to actually do all 4 of these because I have so many of the same pictures. But for today, I'm going to do this one. So let me show you what I'm using. I'm starting off by using some basic white cardstock for my base layer. I'm not using the white willow or anything similar because all of it is going to be covered up, or pretty much all of it. I think all of it. And so I don't use the really nice cardstock when I know it's going to be covered up. I ordered this off of Amazon. It's just basic white 60-pound cardstock, and you can see here, I don't know if you can see that, when it was delivered the corners were all bent, but when I cover it up, it's still usable. So that's what I'm using today. I'm using this black and white checkered paper. This came from a kit that I get every month from the Scrapbooking Coach. This is from September's kit, and then I have this beautiful flower paper. This also came from the Scrapbooking Coach kit. This is from October's kit. And they do come double-sided. I won't ever use this side. So the flowers, as soon as I saw this, I knew exactly what I was going to use it for. And it just so happened that it came the month after this, which I knew exactly what I was going to use this for, and it's the same pictures. So I'm using those. And then I ordered this paper. It was one of the very first things I ordered from Stampin' Up! When I placed my first order. This is from the Thoughtful Designs Designer Series paper. It's kind of shiny. You can see on there the silver, but it's got this ombre effect. And I've had this, gosh, for months and months and months. And I just wanted to make sure I used it on the right layout. And this is that layout. This paper pack comes with other colors. Let me show you. It comes with 5 sheets, maybe 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 different shades. So you've got like your purple and your pink. Isn't it so pretty? And then this is more of a purple and a blue. You've got like your fall corally color and like a turquoise color. And I love them so much. I just want to make sure that when I use them, they're really featured on the page and don't get covered up or wasted. So I finally get a chance to use this one. I'm very excited. So let me show you the pictures I'm using today. Today I'm doing pictures of my daughter again. We went to the Grand Canyon, as I explained in my last video, but when we were there, we stayed in Flagstaff at a place that we've been to many times, but we knew we were going. My daughter really wanted some updated portraits taken, and so I'm using pictures of her, and we took a whole bunch, and she really loves how all of them came out. So this is each kid I did pictures. If I'm going to do pictures of one, I'm going to do all of them. So I got an updated group picture. This is my little Emma, Max, and this is Taylor. And I have another son who wasn't there for that trip. He's an adult, so he didn't join us for that trip. So that's going to be those pictures on that page. And then I have more. This one's going to go over here like this. And I am following the sketch pretty much exactly. I will show you or explain to you the one kind of big change that I did. So these are hers. I always do a fun walking series of when we do pictures, and I just think they're so cute with her looking around and swinging her dress. So those are my pictures. What I did, the big change is it does call for a 4x4 photo up here, which I did. This and a 4x4 here and a 4x6 here. And this is supposed to be a 5.5 by 3.5, matted on a 4x6. And instead of doing that, I'm going to take the entire 4x6 space and split it in two and do a 4x3. And then I have a pocket card, this making, oh, that's not the one I'm going to use, excuse me. I'm going to use this one up here. Same concept, but different card. This one down here, I found, I have these Project Life cards that I've had forever. I found this heart that matches the colors in here perfectly. There was another card that had a smile. I'll show you the card. I cut it apart. This little camera was in the bottom of this. And then there was another piece that said smile on the top. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. So this card came like this. I cut off the smile and I cut out the camera. I'm going to put the camera on top of the heart. And the smile is going to go up here. So essentially, instead of doing this 4x6, I'm still using the same space. I'm just putting two pictures in there. Same thing over here. It called for a 6x4 right here and a 5.5 by 3.5 matted on a 4x6. So instead, I'm taking 4x6 space here and the 4x6 space here and putting 4x3s in there all the way across. And I'm not going to mat any of those. They're just going to go straight across. Same with this right here. I've split this 4x6 section also into two 3x4s that will go right there. This is also another Project Life card. So that's where I'm going to start. I did go ahead and cut down my papers. Well, I also pre-cut mats. So I'm going to mat all of my photos on white paper. I inked the edges in Sundance. It's a close to my heart color that Stampin' Up! Sold for a little while. It may still be on the Stampin' Up! Website. I will link to it below if it is. But I went ahead and cut out mats for the pictures that I want to mat. I just have to figure out which ones go where. So this one is for this. And I really love how the yellow, it kind of brightens it up, but it also tones it down at the same time. The white without the inking on the edges was just too white for me, and you'll see when these darker papers go down, it does really help them pop off the page. And then this one is going to be for over here. Oh, I haven't cut this down. I want to show you this on camera. I went ahead and cut this down. So this 3x4, I cut down by 1/4 inch. I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch on each side. So it ends up being 1/4 inch off so that you can see the mat. So I'll do that for you now. All I did was take this is my 4x3, and I'm going to put it in here. I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off of each side. So the two long edges, like this. And then I usually take a tiny bit off the bottom just so that her feet are in a good position, and then I'll take the rest off of the top. So I want it to end up at taking off 1/4. So now that's cut down, it'll fit inside my mat, because the mat has to be 4x6 for this, because over here it will only fit a 4x6 and I want them to match. But if I don't trim these pictures down, then you won't see the mat. And on these Project Life cards, they always come rounded, and I don't want them rounded. So if I cut off 1/8 of an inch on each side, it will square up those corners, which is what I want. So I'll go ahead and finish trimming this off. Now you can see those corners are not rounded anymore, and it will fit inside the mat and still show the yellow. So there's that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna have this one matted. It will go right here. And then I also cut out the square mats for both of these. So this one will go here, and this one will go here, and this one will go here. Okay, and then it called for a pattern piece of paper, a 6x12 piece. So I decided to cut the flower paper down. It's going to go here like this. So line my papers up for you. So that's going to go here. This will line up with the 6 mark, so this will be 6x12, like so. This is going to go right here, and this one will go back over right here. Isn't it so pretty? But you see now the paper is really dark, but it has bright colors on it. So when you put the white matte on it with the yellow, it just really separates the photo from the paper, but it also brightens it up. So I really like how that came out. It then calls for a 6-inch piece down here, 6-inch by 1.5-inch piece. So I cut that out of the black and white checkers. Let me slide this up a little bit so you can see all of it. And that's going to go right here. And then this is going to go right up next to it. Everything on here goes right up next to something. There's no open space, which is why I used kind of a less expensive piece of cardstock underneath it. And then I'm going to put the smile, it's going to tuck under here like that. Okay, and then it calls for a 1/2-inch piece, 6 inches long, up at the top right here. So that's going to go there. And then over on the other side, it calls for a 1/2-inch piece, but this 1/2-inch piece will be 12 inches. It will go all the way across the top like this. And a 1.5-inch piece all the way across the bottom like this. And then these again are going to go right up next to it like this. And this one is going to go right up next to those like this, and this will go right up next to that. So there's no empty space. The only open space there might end up being is a little bit of white over here. So now that I have all of that cut out, the last piece for me is this beautiful green paper, and it's going to get cut to fill in this space. So this white that's left over is a 6x6 square, and this left over I believe is a 6x8 rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that down so that we can fill it in, those spots right there. I've got those pieces cut. It is a 6x6 square on one side and a 6x8 rectangle on the other. And let's just loosely lay this in here so you can see it. Pick this up. So I looked at the paper before I cut it so I could make sure that where I made my cut, I would have some of the darker green and some of the lighter green. So that's going to go right here with this on top of it. Oh, I just love that paper. It's so pretty. And then this smile will be tucked back in there, like so. And then this one will go over here on the other side. Let's fill in that space and see how it looks. Yeah, let's see, maybe we want the darker, this side goes dark to light, so I think I want to keep it the same and have dark to light on this side as well. Isn't that so pretty? And then I am going to try to find some flowers or different embellishments to put across these strips. You can see in the sketch they have their circles represent embellishments down there. And I don't want to go overboard, but I would like to break up this checkers quite a lot, although it does match her dress perfectly. So let me get all of this adhered down, and then we'll work on getting some extra embellishments. And I am going to do a tiny bit of journaling. I believe I'm just going to print out some journaling that I can put up here. I don't have a whole lot that I need to say about this. It's just a quick little photo shoot, but I at least want to have her name and her date on here, the date that we took these pictures. And then when you flip this over, the next set of pages will be these 2 pages. And I have those pictures already set aside to create these. So let me get this adhered down. Everything is adhered down except for this piece, because I don't know if I want to add a journaling below it or above it, so I kind of left that one there. I dug through my stash of paper flowers. I've got some different color flowers that I've kind of collected over the years, and I found yellow and green that I think match this well, and I had just a couple of white. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of layer them like this, with one white one in the middle, and then something like that, and then the same thing over here. So like green, yellow, and then a white one in the middle, and then continue on with the pattern. To tie in the flowers, I think they're really pretty, and I think I have some gem enamel dots that I can set in the middle of these flowers, so I'm going to look for some of those. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think I'm going to add any other embellishments to this. I'm going to leave this as, consider this an embellishment cluster, and this and the bottom. I just don't think with all these beautiful pattern papers together. I just don't think it needs anything else. So I'm going to figure out my journaling and find some enamel dots for the center of these and get those adhered down next. I wasn't able to find enamel dots that were the right color, but I did find these white brads that I've had. I'm not going to put them in every flower, but I'm going to put them through the center and then bend the brad open to hold it in. I've had these brads a long time ago. The eyelets and the brads were really popular, and I still have a whole bunch of them, and I do use them quite a bit still. This doesn't want to open up, but I think for the center of this it actually makes sense. So I'm going to fold that open, and then I will just glue these down. And so basically what I'm going to do is just do every other. So these flowers don't have one in the center, so I'm going to just leave those. So it'll be like this every other. And then the white one, I found this fun, it's brown with white, but there's plenty of brown in these pictures to be able to pull that off. So the white ones will get the brown, the bigger flowers will get white, and the middle ones won't get anything. So it'll kind of look like that going across. I think that's really cute. And I may bring another couple of flowers up around the pictures once I figure out the journaling. I haven't got there yet, but just to tie it in a little bit, I've got a few of these flowers left. So I'm thinking I have one more of this kind of flower, so I might just do something like that. I also thought I could layer them, but I don't have enough. This flower fits inside of this one like that, which is really pretty, but I don't have enough because I used them all down here. I only have a couple of green ones, so I could layer these ones. But when I was playing with this earlier, I actually prefer, if I was going to layer it, I would prefer to have the yellow, like this one, on top of the green, because there's so much, to me, the yellow pops out of this. So I'll probably just leave them as a single, but I wanted to show you the brads that I'm going to use before I move on. Let me show you my final page. I did go ahead and put the flowers around the other pictures to kind of tie in the bottom. I had a hard time gluing these down. I did get enough glue on it and hold them down long enough to stick them down. But over here I actually did poke a hole in my paper and put the brad through to hold it down instead of trying to glue it. And I did that with all of these flowers as well. I decided to not actually journal or tell much of a story because there isn't a whole lot to tell. These pages are part of our trip to the Grand Canyon, so there will be layouts before this and layouts after this with a little bit more journaling, telling the story kind of the whole vacation. So there isn't a whole lot to tell other than we took pictures. So I just put her name and the date and her age, and then down here I put the name of her siblings, just so if other people are looking at this or when she gets older she can't remember how old her siblings are. It's just right there for her. And I did go ahead and ink the edges on this one to tie it in. I didn't ink the edges on this one because I don't want it to stand out as much as I do the title. Everything else you've already seen, so let me bring this up a little bit closer so you can see. There's the flowers with the brad and my heart with the camera on that page, and then on this page the same thing, hearts, but let me show you that just so you can see the inking around those edges a little bit closer. Isn't it pretty? So I really do love this sketch. I think it came together very quickly. I didn't spend nearly as much time thinking about things because it was already laid out for me, and I had done some planning, visioning in my head what I wanted this to look like. So when I finally got started, it did come together fairly quickly, and there wasn't a whole lot of supplies needed. It was one piece of paper for this, one piece of paper for this, and I didn't even use all of it. I only used half of it for this and a small portion for this. And then again, half of this. So you really only need 3 pattern papers or cardstock, plain cardstock if you choose. But this one doesn't require a whole lot to put together. So I hope that you enjoyed this one. I am going to do the next set, this sketch, with the remaining photos that I have. And I know you're probably thinking, There's more, but we took a lot of pictures this day, so let me just give you a sneak peek of what's ahead. These are the pictures that we're going to do. So she just has some cute pictures of her from behind, and like I thought these would be cute on one page, so that will go on one page. And then this one, she was technically just shaking her hair out of her face, but look at how cute she looks. And one from behind. So those are going to go on the other sketches to finish up this shoot. So that is it for this page. I didn't create a process video for these next 2 pages, but I wanted to share them here so you could see them. I used the same papers. I cut a few more of my Project Life cards apart and stuck with the same design idea to get this one together as well. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to help me build my channel, and please check the description below. I have included all of the supplies that are still available, but some of them will be retiring soon. Please leave me any comments or questions below, and I hope that you'll catch me on the next one.